Hi everybody, this is Jerry Dean, Missing Persons of America and Wiggles. I want to tell you some more about the Summer Wells case. This seems to be the story that everybody wants to talk about, and I've heard some new information. You've just got to hear it. So that's coming up next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link down below so you can go over there and see AB's, and I believe that's Alan Balance. You can find him that way, but I'm going to put a link down so you can go over and look at his live video that he did. And he talks about the video that I did and the fact that Rosemary Bly was the aunt of Summer Wells, but he also brings up somebody he's calling a suspect, and the man's name is Chris Matthew Marcos, and AB believes that there's a connection between him and the disappearance of Summer. He believes it so much that he called the police, and you can watch his video and you'll see it live where he calls the police. It won't be live when you watch it. The live's already done, but you'll see a recording of it where he's calling the police and letting them know about Marcos. Marcos is a Tennessee sexual offender person. And you'll see his face on that. Well, I'll show you his face here, and then you also can go back over the video and you can see some more about it. And AB has a lot of thoughts about this. It's pretty interesting. He says that there's a connection, that this Marcos knew or was in the same area. I'm not saying new, but was in the same area that Rosemary Bly was when she went missing. Now, how does he know this? I don't know yet. I haven't talked to AB yet, and I heard that he had to cut the video short because he had to do some stuff, and I'm sure he'll be back later with another one, and maybe I'll have a chance to talk to him before that, and we can get to more information about how he knows that this Marcos knew Bly back before she went missing. Now, I also wanted to remind you that when I was talking about in that other video, I mentioned that, or maybe it was not in the video, maybe it was in my write-up that I did on missingpersonsofamerica.com. I was talking about how Donnie was arrested for domestic abuse. He had a gun on him, and then he also told him that he was a felon. But he got upset because he found somebody in his house with his wife, and he was jealous, and that was one of the reasons why he went a little crazy and angry, and eventually ended up being arrested by the police. Now, who was that person? So I'm reaching out to Donnie. I'm asking him, Donnie, if he would reach out to me and let me know who that was in his house, because I'm kind of curious now. Did that happen to be Marcos? Now, the reason I'm bringing that up is because, according to AB, Marcos is still around. He has an address at the Ben Hill Drive house where Summer Wells went missing. He shows his address at that location, and it's also stated that this Marcos is the boyfriend of Summer's grandmother. That would be Summer's mom's mother. And evidently he's been over at that house, and the grandmother lives on a trailer on the property. So now there's talk that maybe Marcos is involved some way with the disappearance of Summer Wells. That's a lot right now. I don't have answers to a lot of the questions I have. I know you probably have a lot of questions about all this. And I would like to ask AB how he knows about, he must have some facts backing this up. I doubt very much you just get on there and say all this stuff. Sorry, hang on a second. I'm stick to facts. There's a lot of rumors out there a lot of times, and I would like to express them, but if I ever do, I always make sure it's from social media, and I try to stick to what's coming from the police department. But I mentioned it I wrote up another post on Summer Wells the other day, and one of the things I mentioned in there, and it's on missingpersonsofamerica.com, is I think they need to go back to the beginning. It's been several days. They've been out there in the woods looking and looking and looking for Summer, and I have a feeling she's not there. That they need to go back to the house, and I was hoping that I heard that Texas EquuSearch was going to be coming to the house. I think it was last Friday or Saturday I heard it. So they're there now, and I was hoping that Miller would go back and start at the beginning and branch out, which I've seen him do in many cases in the past. I really think that the grounds need to be gotten over again. The house needs to be searched again. I think that the cars that are on that property needs to be searched again. I think they need to start there again and then go back out if they want to. I think the parents need to be spoken to again. The kids need to be spoken to again. There's something missing here. They just, I don't know. I'm really confused about this case. It's not going like any of those others that we have seen before. And I know the police chief is concentrating on the woods. And of course, I know that he did mention the TBI was doing the investigating part and they were doing the search part. So I just hope that they go back to the beginning and start from that spot and branch out again. I think there's something that was missed that they might fall on and discover that they didn't see the first time around. So if I hear back from AB, I will let you know. If I hear back from Don Wells, I'll let you know. And I'm hoping that he will reach out to me because I really have a lot of questions for him. I know that a lot of people probably have a lot of questions for him, and I understand that, and I understand he's probably gone through the same questions over and over and over again, but I have different questions for him. And one of them is I'm wondering who that was in the house, that man that was in the house that he walked in on, that situation. I would like to know who that was. It's none of my business, I know, but if Don would like to share, I would be interested to know if he thinks that might have something to do with Summer Wells' disappearance, because he's so adamant about the fact that someone has abducted Summer that I think he may have a hunch, and I'm sure that he's been told not to say what that hunch is. I also went back over the location. I've done that before in other cases. Sometimes when you're looking at aerial view, things will stick out to you. I've done this in a couple other cases. Well, most of the cases, I go back and I look around, especially when time has gone by and somebody's missing. And sometimes things will stick out for you. And one of the things that is sticking out to me is this house is surrounded by woods. And there's a house next door. And I'm thinking to myself, I've heard that she did not have any shoes on. They go, may or may not have had shoes on. So if we're going to assume she did not have any shoes on, it would seem to me to be really difficult for her to be walking around in those woods. I know she probably was used to it. I think as being a child, when you're out there in the country, you don't put your shoes on a lot and you build up calluses and you can walk around and you're fine. But to go into the thicket of the wood. So I thought to myself the other day, I thought, what if she went to get the toys and she went into the house and she went down to the basement and she was looking for a particular toy and she goes, oh, I wonder if the toy's in the car. I wonder if my toy is over in the front yard. I wonder if my toy, I left my toy over by the lake. Maybe I could sneak over there and get it and come back before they notice that I'm gone. But I think if she did leave or go outside the house, she could have ran upstairs, maybe grabbed a pair of shoes before she went back out again. Maybe there were some shoes there. She slipped on some flip-flops and she went out the door with them, and that's why nobody really knows if she has shoes on or not. And she headed over to that water she was at before to retrieve something she left behind. Now, this is all theory on my part. So if we were to counter any kind of foul play and think and say, like the reason that they're still searching in the woods is because authorities believe there is no foul play, and they believe she went back out into the woods, then that may be why she went. Maybe she was looking for a particular toy that she thought she left. So there's two sides of this, of course, to look at. And we go back a couple days ago, there was a helicopter circling the area of the house. And I listened to the scanner to see if anything was going on there, and I never really heard anything. And they continued to search in that area. They brought the searchers to the area where the helicopter was, but I never heard anything back about that. I guess whatever they thought they were going to find there, they did not find. They said they were there because of a tip. And I think just today, or was it yesterday, there was another area by a gate that they were searching. And so far, I haven't heard that they found anything there either. That's about it. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh, gosh. Thank you so much for the subscriptions. I really appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing. Always looking for more. Thank you. It helps me help the missing. Get the word out about the missing. Thank you.